good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Happy Friday. It's Friday. You ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do. This tumbler, yes, you can find it on mygreengear.com. Happy Friday, you mother flowers. Happy damn Friday is here. We made it to the finish line. Got any plans this weekend? Huh? What you gonna do? And I'm going with the natural light today. Fuck it. It's a sunny day. It's Friday. Let's open up the door. Let's get some rays in here, man. Let's catch some rays. So that's what we're gonna do. Shout out to all the members up in this bitch. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, make sure. See here. All right, it is Justin Des Roches. You are the Super Chat Cherry Popper. And I thank you, man. Thank you, Justin Des Roches. He says, because it's Friday. Let's start it off by getting play. Let's. I'm down for some of that. Usually I try to keep the play at bay, but let's do it. Why not? Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you being here. So the title, Somebody Come and Get Him. Unfortunately, we've all probably had to say that. Somebody's probably drinking too much or doing something. Somebody says, somebody come and get him. Come get him. And it can work for somebody of all ages. You're talking about a child. You're talking about an adult like we are in this case. Sup, Rob. So, it could be for anybody. Any gender. Either two of the genders. Yeah, only two. Sorry. You ain't going to get that bullshit here. And in this case, we're talking about an adult. An adult who is advanced in age. I'm talking about 80. Sloppy Joe, guys. He almost fell again. He's in Japan. Thanks, Japan. Appreciate that. I thought we were done dropping bombs on Japan. Well, we just dropped another one on them. You guys got Biden. And like I say, man, with every time he goes to another country, I say it to all of them, and I say it to you, Japan. Do you want to keep him? Can you keep him? Will you keep him? We'll send you a monthly stipend, because butterscotch pudding is cheap and chocolate chip ice cream. So just think about it, Japan, okay? Don't say no. Don't say no right now. Just think about it, because that would be a solid. That would be, you talk about a favor. That would be something. Think about it, Japan. You're looking out. Oh, man. I saw, who was it? Let me see. Give them their props. John Mick said RIP Jim Brown. And I looked it up. And yeah, legendary running back for the Cleveland Browns, Jim Brown, dies at 87 years old. Wow. 87. Hey. I'm sure he has loved ones and stuff and family members that are and friends and stuff that are going to miss him. But damn, 87. That's pretty good. That is a pretty good run. I hope for 87 years. I hope 87 years for you as well. Man, Jim Brown, gone. Football, social icon. Thank you very much, Ron Fuego. He says, cheers. Happy Friday, y'all. Same to you, Ron. Happy Friday. Jim Brown. I'm looking forward to seeing the, the whole clips package and stuff, the highlight reel they're going to put together for me on all the sports stations. That'll be interesting to see. They'll mention all the records he set. Some have been broken. Some haven't. Actually, I shouldn't say I don't know if some haven't. Maybe I don't know if any of them still stand, but I know he set a lot of records, and some of them have been broken, but he played in a different time. He played, might as well have been a different, well, it was a different century, actually, but it might, you know what I mean? It might as well have been like hundreds of years ago compared to what the NFL is now and compared to what the players got at the time. I've mentioned this before. My mom, I believe she was still in high school. So this was going to be 1970, because my mom graduated in 73. This is 70, 71, something like that. And she would do her ROP hours or credits or whatever. She would work at a convalescent home. And one of her patients was one of the original Pittsburgh Steelers. And he told her that they used to play for dinner. They would get some money. They throw them a couple bucks, but they also played for dinner. That was part of the deal. That was part of their payment. And this was back when guys played football during the season, but after that, they had other jobs. They didn't, the money from the NFL, if it was even the NFL, might have been the AFL at that time, if anything, but those guys didn't get enough money from just playing football. They had to do other things. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine now if football players only played during football season and the rest of the year they had, white collar, blue collar jobs or whatever. They had to work. They would have to take a few months off of work, play some football, make some football money, and then go back to work. The lifestyles that these guys live, the opulence, the cash, the cars, the houses, and all this stuff, and the investing they're allowed to do, all those things because of the millions and millions of dollars they get. And the stars, but even the bench riders, they're making way more money than some of those guys from his era probably made in their entire career or their life maybe. So what a different time that was. And I saw somebody mention it here that he helped Richard Pryor get sober. And I remember that. Richard Pryor talked about that. He was, really at a real low point. Hadn't come out of his room for days, probably weeks, freebasing, smoking cocaine and all this shit, real bad. Some might call it a rock bottom. And Jim Brown came up in there and said, "Hey, motherfucker, you smoking all this shit." I can't remember the whole bit, but it was hella funny. Hella funny. Yeah, I don't know that. Well, we know for sure that with the rules they had back then versus the rules they had now, or you might even say the lack of rules they had back then, these players now would get fucking destroyed, especially these receivers and shit coming over the middle, the quarterbacks. I remember, and not way more recent than Jim Brown's time playing in the 60s, but what was that, 1990? Was it Lawrence Taylor hit fucking Joe Montana from behind in that playoff game? Was it the NFC Championship game? Man, if you hit a quarterback like that now, shit, they might throw you out the NFL. Oscar Gonzalez, Jericho, your studio light is bright. It's sunlight. Open up the door in here. Getting some fucking UVs, man. Yeah, Dynamite, Smash Mouth football back then, quite literally. FM 1959, yeah, Joe Theismann. Ugh. The Joe Theismann break. No, thank you. I don't even want to see that shit. That was disgusting. That was Lawrence Taylor, too. The damn cocaine. Lawrence Taylor was fucked up. Joyce Decker, don't start that shit. She goes, "Yeah, dear, can we beat your ass?" If Joe Montana wouldn't have got hit like that, we would have fucked the Giants up. I don't care how much coke was coursing through Lawrence Taylor's fucking veins. Hydrate, people. If you're in a place like I live, it's getting warm. Today's supposed to be, I think, 90, 92. Something like that. Let's see. 93. Today's supposed to be 93. Tomorrow's supposed to drop down to 87. Ooh. But Monday's going to be almost 100. So it's starting to cook a little bit. Starting to cook. All right. So Sloppy Joe, he almost falls in Japan. He was walking down some steps and he kind of, J Mac, what's up? He was like, And so he starts going down the stairs, and there's a handrail right there. I'm like, why wouldn't you grab the handrail, bruh? You, of all people, should be grabbing the handrail at all times. David Pett says, what's 93 in Celsius? David Petts, are you overseas somewhere where you guys go by Celsius and that ridiculous metric system? 93 Fahrenheit. 93 degrees Fahrenheit. David. Aaron M. finally got some articles of impeachment being submitted. What the fuck took so long? I saw that. Marjorie Green Taylor. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is that it? Taylor Greene? Whatever. Taylor Dane. Yeah, I saw that. She drafted up some articles of impeachment. Sloppy Joe is in there. Will they get the 2/3? Now, do they need the 2/3 to pass the article or to even bring the article forward? To even draw up the articles of impeachment. Is that what they need the 2/3 for? Forgive me for being so ignorant. But do they need the 2/3 to even submit it or the 2/3 for it to go through? Dynamite, you got that one. Taylor Dane. Love will lead you back. And that's the truth. Thank you, Nancy Anderson. Nancy says, steps are Joe's downfall. Nancy, I would throw a bicycle in there too. Quite literally. The bicycle was his downfall. So far, he needs to look out for steps and bikes. And trust me, the list will grow. Ransom Shan, I thank you. Ransom Shan is going to poke fun at the elderly gentleman at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This is a direct quote. No bullshit. This isn't something that Ransom Shan crafted in his wicked little mind. This is a direct quote from Sloppy Joe, the resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the one with his liver-spotted shaky hand over the big red button, said this. Get ready, Bow. You're going to in for a problem. End quote. Get ready, Bow. You're going to in for a problem. Mic drop. Don Zucksworth. Jericho Howes Jr. doing? He's doing great. His life is wonderful. He's a 7-year-old boy with nothing to worry about. Toys galore. The greatest dad in America. He's doing good. He really is. He never came back and finished his story, the saga of Superman, his wife, and their crew versus Buffy, but you never know. He might hit me with one out of nowhere. You know what I mean? He might hit me with the rest of that story out of nowhere. You never know. If he does, I'll let you know. And Sweet Mama G, I appreciate it, but I must make a correction. MyGreenGear.com. MyGreenGear.com. Thank you very much, Sweet Mama G. Also, Jordan Neely's funeral was today. Uh-oh. You know, it was a star-studded affair. And who do you think gave the eulogy? This man had no one to help him. He had fallen through the cracks of the system. He was a homeless man on the streets. Thank you, Sweet Mama G. Of New York City. So who do you think gave his eulogy? Do you think that it was another homeless person that he may have befriended? Do you think it was somebody like at a shelter or something, or some kind of outreach program that got to know him? Do you think it was maybe a police officer that maybe had arrested him over the years or something, or had run-ins with them and developed some kind of relationship? You know, like the one person who can get through. The answer to that is no. The answer to that is hell no. And no, Ransom Shan, it's not Jesse Jackson. But he is on the SEAL Team 6 of race pimps. He is on the Delta Force of race pimps, the most elite, the best of the best. When it comes to racial tension, when it comes to racial straw men, these are the people you call. This is the A team of race baiting and race pimping. Maybe the next time you're in trouble and you need them, if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A team of race pimping. Tim Hill, I'm sorry YouTube is hating on you. Oh, Stephen McKinney, good guess. He says Ben Crump. No, Ben Crump did not deliver the eulogy, but you best believe he is one of the vultures in the sky circling Jordan Neely's dead body. Believe that. You best believe he's one of the vultures up there circling around. And I saw some footage of Sloppy Joe, and there were children involved. So I asked myself two questions, and you're probably going to ask yourself the same question when you see it. What the fuck am I seeing? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? And who the fuck would let their kids be around him? Who? Who would say, yes, children, run along? But the dummies are in full force. They're still out there. They're still breeding. They're still making little dummies. Holy hell. And I'm not even talking about the kids. I mean, the dummies that grow up to be dummies like these, like this parent that allows their kid to do stupid shit like that. It's not the kid's fault. Good guess is Dynamite says Popovich. Ooh, Weapon X said Cardi B, Retardy B. Those are all great guesses. And those would all be the type of person that they would put up there. But it's not them. You know who it is. You know exactly who it is. Space Truck and LLC. Thank you very much. Some Aloha Friday reparations for you, JG. Sent with Aloha. Hey, good looking out, because you know what? California's not going to give me any reparations. But Jericho, the governor of California, Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom, he got the reparations committee together. He assembled them. He's got to be on board with giving reparations to California black folk. It was his brainchild. It was his baby. No, fuck no. He came out against it. He says it's more than about payments. It's about more than that. Yeah, sure it is. Fuck face. So, who wants to see Sloppy Joe tumble? Now, if he would have fallen, no bullshit, he could have died. His fragile state, concrete steps. Come on, man. You know what could have happened to that motherfucker. If he would have took, no bullshit, if he would have took that tumble and fallen down those stairs, he could have passed away. He probably would have stuck his hands out to catch himself, broken wrist, broken arm, would have hit his face. It would have been all fucked up, as it is when an old person falls. I saw a lady. Let me tell you a story real quick. I'm trying to tell you a story. Where the fuck was I going? I was coming home on leave from boot camp, and I was in the Chicago O'Hare Airport, one of the craziest fucking places I ever been. I believe it was there. And I'm walking through the airport, and it was a walking past baggage claim, and they got the little conveyor belt that brings your luggage around, right? So this old lady, she must have just gotten her bags, and she's walking. She had 2 suitcases in either hand. And I was walking in her direction, and I was actually, when I caught up to her, I was going to offer to carry her bags for her because what the fuck? So can I help an old lady carry 2 suitcases in the airport or wherever? Like, you're a monster if you wouldn't offer help to that old lady. So when I caught up to her, I was going to offer, but she was a little ways ahead of me. Anyway, she's coming around the conveyor belt and she turned too soon and she fell over. And when she fell over, she fell to her right. So her body weight, since it was wrapped around the handle of the suitcase, it pinned her hand against her body so she couldn't catch her fall. So she goes right down. Boom, face first. Nothing caught it. Her other hand kept gripping the suitcase. I'm talking flat. Bam, right on her face. You know, the carpet in the airport's this thin. It's probably concrete right under it. Bam, she goes down face first. And all of a sudden, you just see this pool of blood growing under her head. I mean, it was fast. She must have cut the shit out of her head because there's tons of blood vessels in your face. And the pool was just growing quick by the second. And so I'm going over there. And right before I got there, you hear, just like in a movie, somebody goes, "I'm a doctor." And like the crowd parted, the guy runs up. So I was like, okay, nothing I can do. I'm no fucking doctor. So I walked away and I remember getting on the airplane and sitting down and writing that in my journal because I wanted to write. I had like a notepad that my aunt sent me. She's like, yeah, write down your, things, your adventures and shit like that, things you see. So I sat down. That's the first thing I did. I wrote it out in detail so I wouldn't forget it. But yeah, that shit was crazy, man. So old people, when they fall, it can be bad. Have you ever seen an old person or all bruised up? Like, what happened? Oh, I bumped into something. It's like, are you sure? It looked like somebody fucking body slammed your face into the wall. Let's see. Elderly, they got to watch out. It's the fall. The fall he would have taken would have been much worse for him versus somebody younger because he's fucking 80. Or, my bad, he's 720. He's 720. So if he fell, he probably would have just turned into fucking dust and sand. So your sloppiness. Oh man. Handrail. Why didn't you grab the handrail, Joseph? You know your balance issues. You know you got problems with your equilibrium. We know it, so I know you fucking know it. Well, who knows that he knows it? They probably have, it's like Groundhog's Day. They got to tell him everything new every day because he forgot. Somebody knew. Somebody on your fucking staff knows that balance is not your strong suit. And somebody should have been there with you, but they weren't. They let old Joe go rogue. They let Joe freestyle. When Joe freestyles, you get shit like this. Handrail, you see that? Handrail, grab it. Hand, rail. They should have glued some kid's hair to it. It went zzz, like a magnet. His hand would have grabbed it, but they did it. So this is what we get. Take it away, Sloppy Joe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that? Look at them steps. Look at this. That's a catastrophe for Sloppy Joe. This is the danger zone. Where's Kenny Loggins? This is the danger zone right here. Why didn't you grab the I probably would have grabbed the handrail. I'm much, 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 much younger than him. Just so you don't slip like a jackass on camera. La, 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 la. What do you think was going through his mind when he was going down the steps right here in the beginning? What was he thinking? Chocolate chip ice cream, Japanese kids. Chocolate ice cream, Japanese kids. Oh, yeah. Chocolate chip ice cream, Japanese kids. You think so? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right. Japanese kids and chocolate chip ice cream. They love Hello Kitty. Chocolate chip ice cream. Chocolate chip ice cream. Japanese kids. Hey, where can I get some of that Hello Kitty stuff that the little Japanese kids like? Yeah. 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 Japanese kids and chocolate chip ice cream. So you're telling me he wasn't thinking about that? Derek Thomas says you're fucked up. So he wasn't thinking that? You don't think he was singing that inside of his head? Bring me those little Japanese kids. And he was over there for the G7 summit. Yawa is natural. I don't know what's worse, this or Trump. Oh, hold on. I don't know what's worse, this or Trump walking up Air Force One with a trailer toilet paper on his shoe. I would say this is worse. Because that toilet paper wasn't going to make him potentially fall down a flight of stairs. And the toilet paper thing happens to the best of us. And if this was a one-off, you know, or if this didn't happen often, or, you know, hey, I wouldn't have shit to say if this was the first time this happened, or maybe it happened once before. This wouldn't be a topic. This wouldn't be a thing. But this shit happens all the time. It happens all the time, whether he's going up the stairs or down the stairs, or he's holding on to somebody, he's turning the wrong way. It's always something with him. I bet when he got to the top of those stairs, he probably started seeing double. It was like that. He probably started seeing double. Started sweating. Got all woozy. I can do it. Japanese kids and chocolate chip ice cream. That's his mantra. It's his mantra. Japanese kids and chocolate chip ice cream. One more time, you sloppiness. You fucking embarrassment. What if embarrassment was a human? Here you go. La 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 la. Yay! Hey, if Joe goes down, that would have been catastrophic. Oh shit! You know he just got some nervous. You get that nervous gas, like you're about to get your ass whooped. I was like, yeah, almost lost it there. If that happened, I'd be spending time in the hospital, not with these Japanese children and chocolate chip ice cream. Brian McCormick, no bullshit. He said, damn near died. Crazy. That would have been all bad. You think he's going to fucking fall and then roll like Willy Wonka in that movie? Like Gene Wilder? No. He's going to do what you call a face plant. Bam! Shit. Right Wing Angel, what up, man? Oh, what's up, man? Oh, man. Good to see you, man. Representing Texas and shit. Oof. That's the guy. That's the guy. When they pull out the pictures of world leaders, that's the guy over our country. United States flag, there's his picture. Embarrassed. 2 words. Embarrassed. We must uplift. Thank you. He needs some milk. Man, what are you putting in that milk? Because I don't think cow titty juice has enough in it to save that. That's a lot. You got to mix something in that milk. Some Ovaltine, something. Some stem cells. You got to put something in that milk. I think he's beyond milk. That's some bitch. J.P. Irvine. Thank you for the Hamilton, brah. Sup, JG? Regarding the thumbnail, do you think falling backwards down the stairs looks much cooler? At least that's, what a human does. Humans usually fall down the stairs. Never seen him fall up. Well, now we have. Before that, never seen him fall up. And he fell up 3 times. 3 times. How do you fall up the stairs 3 times at one time? Thank you very much, LDS, German Shepherd Boy. Says, my grandpa fell in an old folks home and all they did was take pictures. I will never trust old folks homes because of that. Damn. LDS, German Shepherd Boy getting real. Yeah, it's terrible. That can be a very bad thing if an elderly person takes a tumble. And that's exactly what Sloppy Joe is. Not only is he an elderly person, he's an elderly person with balance issues. So. Thank you, Max Bang, for the Hamilton. She says, Japan be like, we're at CJB on some stairs. They knew they could have went the other way. They knew they could have went the other way, just had grass. They could have walked across a lawn. They said, no, this is going to be great TV. This is going to be great content for Jericho Green. Make that sumbitch walk down the stairs. You were right, Japan. You were right. Oh, man. Man, that is something else. All right. Yep, Mike Nelson, again. You thought he was done? Come on, man. You think he's done falling? He's got a fall up his sleeve that's just going to put all these to shame. All the falls and stumbles and whoa that we've seen in the past, they are going to pale in comparison. Oh, man. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. All right. The event of the week, huh? Because as soon as there's no more juice to squeeze from this fruit, the vultures will move on. I promise you that. Thank you, J954, for the 556. Appreciate that. So my mind is playing tricks on me. It's about Joe. I got big money. I drive big cars. Everybody knows me. It's like I'm a movie star. Show me where I'm lying. Hey, it's true. Everybody knows me. Hey, everybody knows me. I got big money. I drive big cars. Everybody knows me. It's like I'm a movie star. And about as smart as one. And about as useful as a movie star. Sloppy ass. Man. They really bent us over with this guy. Duke, what's up? Let's see. Who was there? So, who gave the eulogy at Jordan Neely's funeral? Who do you think it is? Drum roll. Drum roll. See if I got the page still pulled up. Now I got that song in my head. Oh, I'll tell you who was in attendance there. One of the people who was there was Loco Cortez. That's right. She was all up in the pew. She was visibly shaken until they were done taking a picture. And she was like, "Are they gone?" Whew. I'm so tired of acting like I care. So here it is. Jordan Neely, eulogized by none other than the race pimp, the liar, Al Sharptongue. You got it. Looking sickly as ever. But he had something to say. He had a few things to say. But here, I think, is one of the most egregious. You know how they like to politicize things? And you haven't seen politicizing until you've heard this. I guess you haven't heard politicizing until you've heard this.
I have to, as a minister, deal with this. I heard the governor of Florida, DeSantis,
Minister, shut the fuck up.
Say that the man that killed Jordan was a good Samaritan. Well, and they raised over $2 million for this man. Well, I know, Governor DeSantis, that you putting Black history and LGBTQ and Latino out of the school. But I have a Bible to put in the governor's office.
There you go. This took place in New York City. New York City! And you're talking about Governor Ron DeSantis. And he's putting Black history and LGBTQ and Latino, not Latinos. That would make it sound like he's putting Latino people out of schools, like, you're a Latino, get out of here. But he says, and Latino. And he's pushing Black history and LGBTQ and Latino out of schools. That's bullshit. But this is what they plan on. This is what they're betting on. They're betting on the people that they're targeting, that they're speaking to. They're betting, and they know they will, they're betting that they won't do any research. They will take their word as gospel. Simply because it's coming from reverend, someone who calls himself a reverend. I don't know what church he's a reverend of. But people are going to take it as gospel, and they're not going to challenge it. They're not going to research it. They're not going to look a damn thing up. That's bullshit. You think Floridians would allow him to put, well, it's a lie anyway. They're trying to put Black history out. What he's trying to put out of schools is critical race theory, which is not Black history. It's Black sympathy. That's what it is. It's feeling sorry for Black folks. You're a victim and you're oppressed simply because you're Black, and you're the oppressor simply because you're white. That's bullshit. I don't want my kids being taught that. I don't want my kids being taught that fucking garbage. So yeah, get that the fuck out of schools. LGBTQ, yeah, get that the fuck out of schools too. Why are you talking about that? Like my dad would say, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? LG, what? Why? For who? Wait, where? Huh? What? Who? Huh? What are you doing? Get that the fuck out of here too. Latino, I don't know what he means by that. Trying to get Latino out of who's Latino? It's bullshit. Why would you bring that up at this man's funeral? Why would you bring that up at anyone's funeral? Why? Because the cameras are there. This is another platform for him to get the bullshit out. Before the powers that be, before the dark figures behind the curtain shoved his sickly looking ass out on stage, they said, hey, Al, Make sure you push the message. Okay. Stupid ass. And you hear those fucking dummies there. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. This reminds me. This reminds me of that scene from Black Dynamite, where this charlatan, this fake ass politician, this corrupt politician, is going into the town, the part of town where the black folks are, and he's running for re-election. And the woman before him she has real issues and real plans to make the community better and do good, and you know what a politician is supposed to. And he just comes in and says, "We're gonna go from the poorhouse to the White House." And everybody's like, "Yeah, sure." Mm-hmm. The neighborhood won't be good until you do good. Yeah. That's what he's doing. I got a Bible for the governor's office. That ain't no fucking Bible. You know how I know that's not a Bible, what he was holding up? I know it's not a Bible because his hands weren't smoking. Because if you picked up a real Bible, Al Sharpton, your hands are going to be burning. We're going to see smoke coming from your palm if you touch a real Bible. That had a Bible cover, but that was probably just full of blank pages. You know, in the movies, they fool the drug dealer. They got a couple real hundreds on top, and the rest is just cut out white paper. That's what that was. That's what the fuck that was. That wasn't no real Bible. It would have burst into flames in your hand. You lying son bitch. Reverend Al Sharpton. Of what church, fool? Of what church? Where? When? How? This is another good one. You thought that was bad?
The sad part about it, the sick part about it.
This is the sick part.
Is that he's been choked much of his life. The agencies that failed to keep him and give him mental health choked Jordan.
So it's their fault.
Those that let him go, even though they had his record of needing help, they choked Jordan. The city agencies choked Jordan. Mm-hmm. He's been choked most of his adult life. He's an example of how you're choking the homeless, how you're choking the mentally ill, how you're choking all over this city. And we come to say this choking gotta stop.
Man, you haven't said shit. He said how you're choking the homeless. I thought the homeless had the run of the city. I thought the homeless, what do you mean? Who's choking homeless? And I know he didn't mean that literally. Choking the mentally ill. What the fuck does that even mean? He don't have to say anything that makes sense because those sycophants are going to clap anyway. It doesn't matter. Now, I enjoy a kitten and a polo shirt. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, if you take the peanut butter and you mix it with the motor oil, well, that's a damn good thing to wear. Yes. Preach. And like I told the monkey last week, if you grab the tuna fish, you don't got to worry about the sunburn. Yes. Preach. What the fuck are you saying? What are you saying? How you're choking the homeless and choking the mentally ill, and he had been choked out most of his adult life. I bet he thought that was a banger too. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna get him with this choke riff." Man, please. So it's the city's fault, and it's the city workers' fault, and it's the health professionals' fault that this dude ended up being choked to death. Now, they're saying that this was who was it? Who said it was damn it, who said that? Some jackass, I think it was a New York jackass, said that his death was a lynching. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bringing up those words again. A lynching. Wow. It's a bit much. Black person hasn't been lynched in this country since 1981. Look it up. So in attendance in Harlem. And it turns out that his mom, because his mom was killed, she was choked to death. I don't know if he dismembered her body, something like that, but it was a really bad, really horrible way for her to go when he was 14. Is that trauma? Hell yeah. Is that a horrible, despicable thing for a human to deal with and for her son to deal with? Of course. No one's denying that. But does that mean you can just go buck wild in the city? No. So it's at the church in Harlem. Leaders including Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Loco Cortez, your motherfucker, her womb is so polluted. She can have my fucking baby, man. So Loco Cortez was in that bitch. New York City public advocate. What does that pay? How do you sign up to be a public advocate? What does that mean? So vague. New York City public advocate Jermaine Williams. So I learned something. My brother taught me something because he was a substitute teacher in the hood. And he says, usually 9 times out of 10, when you see somebody with a name spelled out phonetically, meaning spelled out the way it sounds, that means they probably came from an uneducated person. More specifically, the mother. Because chances are they were raised in a single parent home. Because this dude spells his name Jumaane. Jermaine Williams. And Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado were in attendance. I've never even heard of Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado. But we had to dust off Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado for this event. Didn't see Kamala there. Didn't see Sloppy Joe there. Had Daniel Penny been a cop, you better believe it would have been like a fucking red carpet event. They would have the velvet rope. All the rappers and actors and politicians. Man, it would have been crazy. But Jordan Neely's mom, her funeral was in that same church. So that's kind of trippy. There's been has been since Jordan's death a distortion of values that we need to make clear has been violated. A fucking charlatan. So it's the city's fault. The city, you did this, you killed him. Ron DeSantis, you're somehow involved in this too. Okay. That makes sense. What else you got, Al? Sharp tongue?
When I first got the call about Jordan, and later...
Why the fuck would they call you?
Talked with Johnny Green, who is pastor here, and Johnny Green told me of how Jordan's mother was killed. And her funeral was right here. And Jordan sat right there and watched his mother funeralized, who'd been chopped up. And he'd never been the same. Jordan was not annoying someone on the train. Jordan was screaming for help. We keep criminalizing people with mental illness.
So it's our fault.
Keep criminalizing people that need help. They don't need abuse, they need help.
Fucking idiot. Yeah. So they just need help. When you have a business that you need to open in the morning and there's some aggressive, toothless dude taking a shit while he yells at you, he just needs help. Remember the footage of the guy in Sherman Oaks, California? He was sitting there talking to a reporter and the camera pans over and there's a homeless guy taking his own feces out of a plastic bag and putting it on someone's windshield. The guy just needs help. Thank you for cracking that case. Thank you for cracking the code, Al. Alan, can I call you Al? They just need help. People with mental instabilities, with mental illness, they just need help. So if you're walking down the streets of New York City and you see some crazy son of a bitch push some lady in her back onto the train tracks, just know that that lady should have turned around before he pushed her and said, wait. How can I help? Do you need help? Homeless guy, wait. Before you punch that 67-year-old woman in her face and break her nose, Jordan Neely, how about some help? Do you need help? Before they rob you or accost you or frighten you or chase you or yell obscenities at you or fling their bodily fluids and contents onto you, yell, hey, how can I help? Huh? Next time you're trying to go down the sidewalk that they bent you over and took your wallet, took that tax money out of your wallet, before you have to walk around and step into the street because a homeless dude is taking over the sidewalk, before you get mad about that because it's dangerous to step into the roadway, whatever, why don't you see how you can help? Because they just need help. So if you guys would stop being fucking assholes, just help. See how much you can help. Ain't that some shit? They don't need abuse. They need help. Help! God, if you're listening, help! I love that part of the movie. My lawyer's having sex with my mama. Why? Doctor said I need a backiotomy. I'm impotent. Get away from me, bitch. Now I know what I gotta watch this weekend. Harry Chillhanger. Long time no see. Glad to have you here. Thanks for the Twompski. Says, what up, J Dog? The Legion gets everywhere. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the Jackson. That's who's on the 20. Preach. Thank you. You're so cool. 23. Al has two L's in it, kids. Al reminds me of Arsenio Hall's character from the first Coming to America, the preacher. That's right, Reverend Brown. Everybody, give it up for Reverend Brown. He's been my Reverend since I was a little boy. You know him as Joe the Policeman on the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. Put your hands together for Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson. Give it up, Randy Watson. You know him as Joe the Policeman on the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. Thank you, Brendan Gerzalek, for the Twompski. We got two members of the Twompski Club today. Imagine if the funeral was like the movie Liar, Liar, and the celebrities in attendance said what they really thought. You know, those celebrities don't give a shit about him. They're just trying to please their fan base. Yeah, they would all say the same thing. Man, I don't even know who the fuck this is. That's what they would all say, because that would be the truth. Right? Simeon Merriweather. Thank you for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate that. It's just become a spectacle. They're supposed to be, grieving and oh my goodness, and this is so sad. It's just a spectacle. It's just a place to be seen. But the story didn't have enough oomph. The colors didn't line up. Well, they lined up white perpetrator, black victim, but it wasn't a high profile enough white person. Like he got Al Sharptongue at the funeral. People like DeSantis are talking about it, but he didn't get those George Floyd numbers. The 5,000 people at this funeral and 5,000 people. Oh yeah, you guys didn't know? He had 5 funerals. 6,000 people at this one and that one, and then the gold casket. Jordan Neely came close. He got ivory with gold accents, but he didn't get that solid gold like the patron saint of fentanyl. Cooks Up Beats. He almost fell. He kind of seems like, whoa, going down the stairs in Japan. He almost did. Had he been going upstairs, he definitely would have fallen, but he was going downstairs, so he caught himself. And he wasn't even holding on to the damn handrail. Joe, you got to hold on to the handrail, bro. They should have put that in your inauguration. I, Sloppy Joe Biden, do solemnly swear to use any and all handrails that are available when traveling up or down stairs. Put that needs to be in a notarized document, because if he doesn't start using handrails, we're going to lose him. So if you attended Jordan Neely's funeral, you learned that it's the city's fault and it's your fault because you don't do enough to help. These people just need help. They're yelling and screaming and stealing and terrorizing and flinging biohazardous material because they need help. So stop being on your high horse, stop being all sedity, and help these people. Even if they showed a propensity for violence, you get in there and you help. Damn your personal safety. What a piece of shit. So now, one of those little things off the flowers where you pick them and then you blow them and make a wish, they're floating around in here. Anyway, so one second. I told you earlier, saw something, and I asked myself, what the fuck am I seeing? What am I looking at right now? And who is still allowing their children to get within 20 feet of Sloppy Joe? 2 questions. I think you'll have the same question when you see this. Now, the guy in the video, he asked first, he's with his 2 kids. He's with the son and a daughter. They look to be both, the girl looks like she's probably 9 or something. The boy's probably 7. So they're little kids. Joe's favorite flavor. And the guy or the girl asked him first, when you went to Poland or something like that, what was your favorite thing you visited? And the guy has an accent, so maybe he's from there, and that's why he wants to know, what his favorite thing was when he visited Poland or whatever the fuck it is. That doesn't even matter. I'm telling you because I'm not going to play the sound because I've gotten like copyright on like my last 3 videos. So the sound's not super important, but I'm just telling you for context. So that's what the guy says at first. And it's fucking weird because when the video starts, there's like a wall and Biden is like kind of behind it. So it's almost like he was peeking out from behind the wall watching the children. That's not too far-fetched. But Brian Kingby says his favorite flavor is Kid Berry. It sure is. Love it. And it's almost like he's peeking out behind the wall looking at the kids. Piece of shit. But anyway, then he says, oh, yeah, send them, send them, because there's like hedges, like shrubbery right here. So he says, yeah, send them around. Oh, yeah, just them. Just them? Nah, man. We ain't taking my kids nowhere. If they can go, I can go. Right? Like, I'm not sending them with you by themselves. And sure enough, what he does, so he goes, him too? Because just a little girl, she was the one asking the question. He goes, him too? He goes, yeah, and he sends both his kids over there to meet Biden. He holds their hands, grabs both kids by their hands. Super weird. Do you just grab a kid that you just met by their hand and start walking with them? That's weird. I'm nowhere on the level of fame of the leader of the free world. Ooh, use that word leader real loose. The resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. How about that? How about it? And nowhere near that level of fame. Love him or hate him, he's famous. But I've met people have approached me to meet me, and they have their kids with them, and it didn't even occur to me to grab their hands and walk with them. Even if you're walking somewhere with them, you don't need to hold their hands. You don't know those kids. That's fucking weird. Anyway, you'll see. And then he walks into the White House, and the guy's outside. Where are you taking those children? You'll see. I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? Has nobody learned anything with this cat? Yeah, she's like, on your last trip to Poland, what was your favorite thing to do? That's what she's asking him. But why are you letting him take your kids by himself? And what do you mean, just them? Fuck that. I don't know. You tell me. Oh, shit. There we go. What'd you like in Poland? Yeah, come here. I haven't had young hair today. Come around here. Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect. Watch this. He holds their hands. Weird. Weird. Why are you holding their hands? They don't know you. That is strange. Oh, the little boy got his hand back. The little boy got his hand back. Stranger danger. It's all right. As long as I get one of you. Where you going? Oh, wow. So fucking weird. Wait a minute. What happened? You see that little boy said, nah, man. That's strange. That's weird. You don't hold hands with the little kid you just met. That's so strange. What the fuck? You saw it? Let's see it again. Just look how old he fucking looks. Fuck, you fucking look old. You look worn down. You look tired. You look feeble. So does he ever have the little boy's hand? I don't think he's ever holding the little boy's hand. Just a little girl. So that makes it even more weird, Sloppy Joe. That makes it even more weird that you're only holding the girl's hand. Why are you Why? What the fuck? That's weird, man. That is odd. That is strange. That is queer. Remember when queer meant strange too? What the fuck is this, man? Wow. Who is still letting the children be anywhere near this fool? What else does he need to show you? That's like a dog. You're at the park with your kids and there's a dog over there. And that dog is showing you its teeth. The hair on the back of its neck is standing up. It's down in that predatory position. It's growling. And you say, no, go pet him. What more does that dog need to show you that it's about to bite somebody? Nah, go stand next to him for a picture. Nah, go take his hand and walk in that building. Go in there with him. Go in there with that weirdo in that building who we have a highlight reel of him sniffing children's hair. His daughter wrote in her diary that she showered with her father and she knew it was inappropriate. I'm just saying, if a dog was doing that, would you let your kid go over there and pet him? Or would you say no, because I've seen all the signs that something is about to happen? I think the latter. What a freak. That dude was like, oh, perfect. Yes, stick both of my children. And I don't think he ever held the boy's hand. So that makes it even fucking stranger that you're going to just hold the girl's hand. Come on, man. Come on. That shit is so fucking weird. People are like, yeah, no problem. He's the president. He's the president. Who cares? It's not going to fucking hurt anybody. Trust him. Trust him completely. And one other thing that I wanted to mention about that Jordan Neely situation. So you have people saying things and he killed that guy and all this other shit. But there's a guy who was a witness who offered to testify, and he calls Daniel Penny a hero. So all the people on the outside are giving their opinions to the contrary. But a guy who was there, a witness, says that he was a hero and he's willing to testify. Now, if he's somewhere and the security cameras stop working and security is on lunch and something happens to this guy, I don't know. But there has to be a reason that he's willing to testify and say that in open court. Because, of course, the left is painting it as he was just a Michael Jackson impersonator. He just hee all through the train. Shamona. And that guy just jumps up and grabs him. Oh, fuck. Are you just hungry? You're just saying, I want help. I'm hungry. I want help. Come here, motherfucker. And they just choked him out. And the two other people who are helping restrain him, they just did that because, man, I'm sick and tired of people saying they need help. Let's kill it. It was a lynching. You fucking retard. That's a retarded thing to say. It was a lynching. See that? When all else fails, when all other wells are dry, the well that is eternal, it will always be there. It will always give you a full bucket when you pull it back up. Racism, Jim Crow, slavery. Oh, it's like a warm blanket. So comfortable. Oh, feels so good. Racism, it's always there when they need it. Lynching, that means to hang somebody from a tree or like some kind of object. It involves a rope, not being choked. But everything's a lynching. Remember, silence is violence. So if you don't support that, it's just like you killed him too. Shit is fucking endless. Well, thankfully it's not. It's a bit of hyperbole. That's not hyperbole. It's not a joke. It's real facts. Yeah. But it will end. But when? When will the shit end? When will it be over? When will it return to, I don't know if it'll ever return to normal again. But when will it return to more normal than this? That's a legitimate question. When will it turn to more normal than this shit? Shout out to Jay Reason. Yeah, man, I mentioned that earlier. Somebody in the chat put that up that Jim Brown passed away. R.I.P. to the great one. I wonder, so if we have these players now, and pick your sport. Pick your sport. Baseball, basketball, football, doesn't matter. Soccer, it doesn't matter. Pick your sport. You have these guys now who were Remember the NBA? It was 2020. They had the bubble. Oh, we're all in the bubble in Orlando because nobody wanted the sweet and sour sniffles. So you had the players wearing their jerseys, and on the back of the jerseys it said, "I can't breathe. Listen to me. Uplift me. Help me. Black Lives Matter. I'm a human." Shit like that on the football field. End racism. It takes all of us. Right? Do you think they would have lasted one game playing back when Jim Brown played? Do you think they could have lasted walking to and from the locker room before or after a game like Jim Brown did? Could they have handled that? Could they have handled what the crowds were saying in the 60s? Could they? Because there was no army of fucking weenies behind you to coddle you and, oh, safe space and don't say that. Silence is violence and systemic racism. Do you think they could have handled it? Do you think they could have handled what Jim Brown handled in the 60s in terms of racism? Do you think they could have handled that? Or do you think they would have fallen on the ground, cried, and peed a little? They would have curled up in the ball and fucking peed. That's what I think. So we definitely lost a good one, a great one. Old Jim Brown. Simeon Merriweather once again. I thank you, sir, for another $10 super sticker. But the Simeon train has not pulled into the station yet. He's not done. Thank you. Good looking out. Another $5 super sticker from Simeon Merriweather. Thank you. And Harry Chillhanger. Oh, he said, I'm done with the Twomsky Club. Let's go to the 50 Club. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. He says, I'm a Muffy turf. I love the adult female clam. Right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, but they're trying to take that clam away. They're trying to take the clam away and give you one of those, what are those things? They look like a dick with a shell on the end. What the fuck are those things called? Well, they grow them like in Rhode Island or some shit. They're those big old, they have like the clam shell, but the thing that comes out looks like a big old dick. That's what they're trying to take. That's what they're trying to give you. They're trying to take the clam away and give you that fucking rod. No, thank you. Oh yeah, the gooey ducks. Thanks, Rex Rocker. Not a gooey fuck. It's a gooey duck. PDSD. Thanks. Oh, I get that. PDSD. Yeah, they're trying to give you the gooey duck. Big old sloppy sea dick. Ew. No thanks, man. I'll stick with the old school ladies, the throwbacks. I want the new ones. I showed you yesterday, Adidas got the men modeling the women's, hold on, men modeling women's bathing suits. Women, you better pack your bags. You either better pack your bags or do something, because they're getting out that eraser. Remember, you erase something on your paper? You got to blow the eraser shavings away. Real women. Nope. Just identify as. There you go. All I have to do is feel it, and it will be so. Thank you, Leonard S. So I think it's all on the corrupt media. Their job is to tell us about this foul stuff, but they are silent. Yes, the watchdog has long since become the lapdog. Real shit. Bam Bam Bigelow. What's up, man? He says Cleveland Browns are carving Jim's statue. They better. That was the last relevance they ever had. Cleveland Browns suck. They suck ass. Charles Perry says, I'm from Rhode Island. Okay. Got an expert. Says, Jericho, I know it's called a quahog. Okay, quahog, lap hog, whatever you want to call it. Looks like a big old dick. Looks like a big old uncircumcised dick. And that's what they want to give you in place of the clam. Good old man, ain't nothing like a good old fashioned clam. Ain't nothing like a good old fashioned pre 2016 clam. Because these 2023 clams, ew. Simeon Merriweather said, fuck it, I'll do it again. And I thank you for another $5 super sticker. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. They're looking out, man. I was just watching that clip. Bam Bam Bigelow, Jericho's a 49er fan. And somebody got a problem with that? Speak up. And I was watching that scene because Terrence Howard is in that movie. And I was watching the two scenes in the pool hall. They had them both edited back to back. Because in the first scene in the pool hall, Terrence Howard's character works for this local pimp named Cuddy. And the main character, played by Lorenz Tate, he's just getting out of high school and he's going to join the Marine Corps. So that's the first time. And I'll just say Lorenz Tate because I can't remember his character's name. Here, I'll find it. But in that scene, Lorenz Tate's character, he's younger. And this guy, Terrence Howard's character is, he's older, so he's taking advantage of that, and he fucking roughs him up because he beat him in pool, so he's fucking man. Anthony, that's his name. Anthony, and Terrence Howard's character is Cowboy. So Anthony is, he's younger than him. Cowboy's probably 3-4 years, maybe 5 years older than him. He's a man. And so he ends up beating him up, and he takes a switchblade out and he puts it up against his face, and he fucks with him and makes him scared, and he starts crying and shit. And so he takes the knife away and it left a little cut on his face. So then Anthony, he goes away and goes to Vietnam. So it's blood and guts and killing and all this terrible shit. He comes back. So while he was away, Cuddy had been stopping by his house because his wife is cute. So Cuddy's stopping by the house and shit while he's gone, and he's giving her money to spoil their daughter and shit. So now that he's back, he's reestablishing himself in the household. So back to the pool hall. So now he's older, Vietnam veteran, Marine, and he comes back, and Cowboy comes in the pool hall. So he's like, oh shit, let me play you again. This time I'm gonna beat you or some shit like that. And so he's talking shit to him, but Anthony, he's staying in the zone. He's whooping his ass. And Cowboy knows he's going to lose, so he tells Anthony, he says, yeah, my boss man Cuddy used to tap that ass while you was in Nam. And that's it. He takes the pool stick and he sweeps his feet and he falls on his back. Boom. He's like, oh, God damn. And then Anthony just starts. Boom. Beats and breaks the pool cue over his back, fucks him up, kicks him in the ribs, hits him in the back like 4 or 5 times. He must have broken some of his ribs. And then he starts choking him with a piece of the stick, and then that's when they pull him off of him and shit. But, man, I was watching those today. That made me think, hey, man, come on, man. But when he said, yeah, I used to tap that. He used to tap that ass while you was in Nam. That's it, man. He fucked him up. Hilarious. Let's see. I got some corrections here. Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks. I don't know. I can't see it, but somebody said it's called a quahog. So that's like how you say it, a quahog. All right, quahog, lap hog, big old dick clam. Thank you for correcting me. Appreciate it. Hey, Harry Chillhanger, he says, fuck that. I'm done with the Twomsky Club. I'm done with the Cinquenta Club. I want to sit in the VIP behind the velvet rope in the C-Note Club. So I thank you very much for that, Harry Chillhanger. He says, did you one better? Good looking out, man. I appreciate it. Since it's a C-Note, let's do that one more time. Thank you very much, Harry. Appreciate it. And if you want to join him, it's a big area in the C-Note VIP section. I can fit a lot of people in there. Don't be afraid. Okay, social distancing is over. Pack your ass in there with Harry. Molly Mean says Jeep went woke. Damn it, Jeep. Lemmings. That's why I call them financial lemmings. They look at the other company, they watch them fall over the cliff and die, and they just say, oh, I want to die too. And they go right over the cliff with them. Boy, I'm telling you. That's why it has to be evil. This agenda has to be evil because these people aren't stupid, are they? Fuck, who knows? Who knows? All right, people. Oh, shit. Too Fast, Too Furious. Greeting from Poland. Thank you. Glad you're here. Appreciate that. Quite a ways away, huh? Yeah, people. So here's what I got on deck. I have to spray the weeds coming up through the cracks in the pavement in the front. I hate that shit. The plants grow up in between it. Shit just bothers me. I don't know. So I got to do that. My daughter's coming over here with her friends. So you know what I did? I got them some bottled waters, snacks, put them out in the fridge in the garage. Stay out there. Don't come in my house, you little turds. And there's a bunch of shit I got to do. I don't know the fucking dump. Buy a house, they said. It's great, they said. Well, they fucking lied. Oh, shit. Now it's official. Thank you very much once again, Harry Chillhanger. Thank you for becoming a member of Green Nation. Cool kids. You know what we do. Stand up, trays up, scoot it down, make room for Harry Chillhanger. Thank you very much. And if you want to be like Harry and get all up in the club, this is how you do it. Right there. Go to my page. You'll see a thing on there that says membership, or I don't know if you're on a computer. Or have a certain kind of phone. I don't know, but it has the option on some of them. If you go right to do like a super chat or give you the option to become a member, I sure do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Harry, welcome to the squad. Now, we got homeowner shit to do. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. What craziness will take place between now and mañana? Whatever it is, we'll be right here to talk about it. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.